365 Sports.
Welcome back to the show, 365 Sports, Mizzou. My name is Davis Wilson here for Rogue Media. Thanks for joining me here on this Tuesday morning, afternoon, whenever you're listening. Yesterday's episode I talked about was a little, maybe slightly under the weather, so perhaps not a fantastic output, but still, talked about Missouri and the team's loss to Oklahoma, 17-6 loss. Also talked about some SEC stuff, the Lane Kiffin rumors. If you're curious about that, you can go check that out. What else did we talk about? We talked about a bunch of stuff. We did our power rankings. If you're curious about where I have all the SEC teams ranked, go back and listen. This was a good episode. Today's episode, though, may not be as much fun because we got to talk about this offense. And, for me, it's really not fun because I had to rewatch this game. I didn't even like watching it the first time, and I had to go back and rewatch this offense again. And I'll just start, I guess, with my takeaways from what I saw. This offense is it's very timid. And I don't know if that is by design. I don't know about timid or conservative or something like along those lines. Is it because you just feel really great about your run game identity? Is it because you feel like you have the best running back in the country in Ahmad Hardy? Is it because you feel like you have Jamal Roberts, a really, really good number two? Is it because you feel like your offensive line run blocks well? Is it that, or is it we have to do this because we don't have a quarterback who can throw the ball? And which I think it's probably the latter. To me, it does not seem like they have any confidence in their quarterback. Bo Perbula came back, dislocated his ankle against Vanderbilt last month. He comes back this week. A lot of people thought he may miss the rest of the year, but he's back. And I talked about this yesterday, if you want to go back and listen. But I don't understand why they brought him back when they really weren't relying on him at any point in the game. They didn't. I guess what I saw was that whatever he did, I think Matt Zollers could have done too. So why do you rush Bo Perbula back? I don't know. I honestly think there are times where Zollers is a more dangerous passer. Right now, I don't think Missouri has a quarterback they feel great about. And I think that is why the Sam Horn injury at the beginning of the year is such a big thing now. Zollers was fine against Mississippi State. He was pretty good against Vanderbilt, was not good against A&M. But, I wonder if Sam Horn, it's like a whole, if he's healthy, I'm just curious if it's any different. If you maybe pick up that Vanderbilt game or you don't, I don't know. I really don't know. I just think that they don't have a quarterback they feel great about. And I think that's really evident because Kirby Moore is not calling an aggressive offense. He's not trying to step on anyone's throat. Eli Drinkwitz right now is playing to not lose. He is not playing to win. That was evident to me when they went to line up to go for it there in the first half. Oklahoma called a timeout. And then Missouri decided to kick a field goal. And guess what? The field goal is blocked because that is another horrible part of this team, the special teams. You know, I feel like I'm repeating some of the points I had yesterday, but just the offense is so conservative and so not fun. I mean, golly, we can talk about X's and O's and, play design, play calling, and whatever. But when it comes down to it, this offense is not fun to watch outside of number 29, Ahmad Hardy. It is just honestly is brutal to watch. It's not even not fun. It's just like brutal to watch this team. I mean, you had the first drive of the game felt similar to the Alabama game where Missouri comes out with a plan that works. And they drive down the field in 14 plays, 54 yards, takes almost 8.5 minutes off the clock. Right? They mix it up. They run. The run game is getting going. They do some quick game passing to Kevin Coleman Jr. You even see Bo Prevula take off, use his legs, which, kind of scared me a little bit. But they go on this big, long drive. It's held up by a penalty, and they end up having to kick a field goal. But it's points off the bat, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe that was a good idea to bring Bo back. It seems like the offense has more pep in its step after a great showing from that unit against Mississippi State. Maybe we've got something going here. So remember this: 14 plays, 54 yards, 8.5 minutes, 3 points. I'm going to read off the rest of the drives by Missouri's offense for the rest of the game. So it starts field goal, like I just said. And then it goes 5 plays, 16 yards, punt. 6 plays, 13 yards, punt. 6 plays, 60 yards, blocked field goal. 3 plays, negative 21 yards, punt. 10 plays, 77 yards, field goal. End of half. Second half, 4 plays, 25 yards, punt. 3 plays, 1 yard, punt. 3 plays, 20 yards, interception. 3 plays, negative 9 yards, punt. 3 plays, 2 yards, punt. 7 plays, 67 yards, turnover on downs. 7 plays, 46 yards, interception. Missouri punted 7 times. 7 times. And not many of the punts were good. Oklahoma punted 9 times. Just think about what I just read off. I mean, that is god-awful. God-awful. A lot of Bo Prevula's stats, he did finish with 230-something yards. A lot of those stats came in the last 2 drives where it was turnover on downs because he missed. I don't even want to really say he missed. I mean, you look at this, it's a really nice concept. It's Kevin Coleman Jr. coming across from the right to the left, kind of going to the front pylon of the end zone. He's open. Prevula throws it kind of more directly to Coleman when you probably should put some loft on it and lead him. Coleman did put 2 hands on it and couldn't catch it. And that would have been huge. That makes that game either 14-7 or 13-17. 14-17 or 13-17. That changes the game if you complete that, but of course you don't. Just read some stats here. Total yards, Missouri had 300 total yards. Actually outgained Oklahoma 276. How many times have we said that this year? I think it was Vanderbilt that they outgained and outplayed. I don't know. They turned it over twice. They had possession for 5 more minutes than Oklahoma did. They're 3 of 15 on third down. 0 for 1 on first down. The first down thing was really, really annoying. This is a Missouri team that came into this game regarded statistically as one of the best fourth down offenses in the country. Like, that is what they've actually been pretty good at. But they don't go for it on 4th and 3. At the OU 17, they settle for a field goal. It's blocked. Fourth and goal again. At the OU 3 with 17 seconds left in the half. They kick a field goal instead of trying to score from OU's 3-yard line. It's stuff like that tells me Drinkwitz was playing to not lose, to not get embarrassed, rather than he was playing to win, which is just, I don't feel like it's super like him. I think he's an aggressive guy who will go for it on fourth down, or will try a fake punt, or will do something to give his team an edge. I just don't think that was there at all. And I think that all stems from a lack of confidence in your pass game, which is just unfortunate. I mean, I don't know. It's tough. Let's see. We'll talk about some of this stuff. I thought the run game early on that first drive was nice. Thought it set the tone. It gave you a chance to get points right away. That's good. Ahmad Hardy had holes. He was rooms. They were running screen passes. They were doing a bunch of stuff creatively that was, working. It was working well. And then the penalty kind of derails that first drive. I think Bo Prabula is still holding on to the ball for way too long. Which is something that, although you may not have thought Zollers was perfect or very good, he did not hold on to the ball long. He got it out. And I think that is something Bo has struggled with all season. So I can try to find actually that, I can find this stat, the time in the pocket stat. We'll see what it looks like if this thing loads. I'll go through the box score while we wait for that to load. You probably know what it is, but I'll read through it anyway. 20-36, 231 pass yards for Bo Prabula through 2 interceptions. Had a quarterback rating of 50.6. Ahmad Hardy had 17 carries, 57 yards, averaged 3.4 yards per carry. I think they probably had to go away from him in the second half because they were down. But again, I think he needs more than 17 carries. He just needs more. Let's see. Kevin Coleman Jr., a nice game. Had a couple big catches, 7 catches, 115 yards. Feels like he's been really good all season. It's kind of a wasted season for him. I don't know. It's so hard not to just be really frustrated and baffled by this offense's inability to adapt and improve all year. I mean, the offense has gotten worse every week, it feels like. And it's not for a lack of talent. That's the thing. You got Kevin Coleman Jr., you got Joshua Manning catches 4 passes for 55 yards. You have Alubade catching 3 passes for 34 yards. Like, you have the guys. I don't think that cannot be your excuse. Let's see here. Bo Perbula. Average time to throw, 2 minutes and 50 or 2 seconds, 2.55 seconds. On sacks, he held the ball for 3.08 seconds. On scrambles, he held the ball for 4.4 seconds. Out of all the starters, it's hard to tell. Like, of all the guys who played at least 30 snaps, he got the ball out. On sacks, he's holding onto the ball for too long. He just is. I don't know what you can take away from a stat like this. I mean, he is kind of. It doesn't seem like he's going through his reads, or it feels like all the reads are downfield. It doesn't feel like he has a check down option, which I know he does. I mean, that's the staple of every pass play. You have to have something. Something of a safety valve for your quarterback, but it doesn't seem like he knows where that is. It doesn't seem like there is one. There's some sort of disconnect with this offense. And, if I'm Kirby Moore and I'm not an offensive guy, I'm not a coach like he is. I'm not going to come on here and claim that I am smarter than Kirby Moore, because I think that's stupid, because I know that I am not smarter than Kirby Moore. What I will say is, if I'm him, I'm doing everything I can to get my quarterback some confidence quickly, some quick passes, some quicker play actions, not always the bootleg. I mean, we saw Bo Perbula get blown up and almost throw a pick on one of those play action bootlegs that they like to run, which was becoming very predictable. I think some quicker play actions, some RPO action. Stuff like this where you can get him some easy completions to get him going a little bit. I think that's what I would be doing if I was Kirby. And instead, it feels like and I know this isn't true, but it feels like when you're out there watching it, it's like they don't seem to have a plan for this pass game. They don't seem to have a plan for Bo Perbula. They don't seem to have a plan to get Kevin Coleman Jr. open. They don't seem to have a plan that incorporates Marquise Johnson whatsoever. You have a huge tight end that you don't use on third downs as much as you should. The only times Brett Norfleet gets a target are on those play action bootleg things where it's like a 2-yard catch that he has to make a man miss if he wants any more yards. Like, it doesn't seem like a very efficient offensive plan. I think you just have to do more. You have to do more to help your quarterback, and the only thing I can think of, is if maybe they're in practice, they're seeing something that we're not seeing. Like, Bo can't throw, so we're not going to let him. We can't let him throw, or he's going to turn it over. But I don't think that's the case. I think the game plan needs to be better. It's too late now. I mean, Arkansas, you should be able to beat Arkansas with me playing quarterback. Their defense is not good, but you are going to have to keep up with their offense. Their offense will be good. I don't know. It's interesting that this offense is still a problem. It's interesting that it hasn't looked good under Kirby Moore since 2023, when in 2024 and 2025, you arguably had more talent than 2023. And I don't know. I think the first thing Drinkwitz needs to do, assuming he's back, is revamp the passing game, because it is not working. I remember he did this in 2023. He was the play caller in 2021 from 2021, 22. He was calling the offense, and it was clear it wasn't working. So he made a great decision and put someone else in charge of calling plays. And maybe that's not what he wanted to do, but it's what he had to do, and it worked for him. The first year he did that, His team went to the Cotton Bowl and won it. Now it's time to make another move. You can't just keep playing it safe here with Kirby Moore. You have to go out and get someone who can just put a bolt of energy into this offense. Like, give us something, And you got to get your special teams in order. So those two things. And you got to get a quarterback who you feel confident enough in to let him be the quarterback. And I think Zollers will be that guy. But you got to get that too. I don't know. I haven't really talked much about – I've kind of been rambling about just the offense in general, not much about the game exactly. But those who watch the game know what I'm talking about. It's just – like there was a third and 13 in Oklahoma territory where you need points. It's in the first half. I think it's after they went down, maybe. It's a 3rd and 13. And, if you get maybe 10 yards, 8 yards, you might have a shot at a field goal. So I'm thinking they have to pass. I get it. On 3rd and long, you don't want to risk anything. And I get sometimes playing it safe if it's 3rd and long. But this is 3rd and 13. Like, what's the line? What's the line to cross here? If it's 3rd and 10, are you also going to hand the ball off? What about 3rd and 6? Anyway, for 3rd and 13, they needed yards. Instead, they handed it off. Of course, it didn't pick up a first down. It actually may have gone backwards and they punted. It's just stuff like that. Like, we are playing scared offense, and that is not going to win ever in the SEC. It's just not. So they need a new offensive system, strategy, attitude. I don't know. They need something to change there with the offense. All right, to get back on track here with the actual game, I'll go through some offensive PFF grades from the game specifically. The highest graded offensive player for Missouri was Keegan Trost, the 72.5 grade. Caden Green was second, the 68.8 grade. Kevin Coleman Jr., 68.4. Jude James, only 3 snaps, but he had a 65.3 grade. And Dominic Judy's 64.3 offensive grade. Bo Perbula had a passing grade of 56.6. Not even sure what to say to that. That's pretty bad. He was sacked a bunch, but you have to be aware that that's going to happen when you play a team like Oklahoma. Under pressure, Bo had a passing grade of 28.3. He was under pressure 11 times, threw the ball 7 times, only 1 completion for 1 yard. He was 1 of 7 for 1 yard when he was under pressure, and he took 3 sacks. When he was not blitzed, he had a passing grade of 70.3 and threw for 190 yards and an interception. When he was blitzed, a passing grade of 34.8. You see how these things are very different when you're not under pressure and when you're under pressure, when you're blitzed and not blitzed. It's very simple. So Missouri has to know that this isn't just a Bo Perbula thing. Quarterbacks struggle when they're under pressure. So have a plan for this, because Oklahoma and their defensive line is going to get after this quarterback. So you have to have a plan. I didn't feel like there was much of a passing attack plan. They ran play action 7 times, 2 of 6 for 23 yards. No play action. There was 18 of 30 for 200 yards. Screen passes, they were 3 for 3 on screen passes, 18 yards. Deep down the field, they were 2 of 6, 63 yards. That's 20-plus yards down the field. Medium, 10 to 19 yards downfield. They were 3 of 6 for 59 yards. Short, they were 11 of 4, 88 yards. And behind the line of scrimmage, they were 4 of 7 with 28 yards. Those are Bo's numbers in terms of where he was throwing the ball on the field. Receiving grade, Kevin Coleman Jr., 68.1. Jamal Roberts, 66.5. Tavoris Jones, 66.0. Joshua Manning, 61.8. And Daniel Blood, 60. Rushing. Ahmad Hardy had a run grade of 63.5. His rushing direction, I always like to look at this. He ran the most. He had the most attempts right up the middle. 4 runs up the middle for 7 yards. His longest run came on an outside zone to the right side. He had 3 runs from there for 22 yards. His longest was a 20-yard run, though. So if you're curious about that, there you go. Lastly, we have blocking. We'll do run blocking first. Jude James, Keegan Trost, Dominic Judice, Vince Brown, Marquise Johnson all had similar run block grades. Pass blocking, Caden Green, 86.3 grade. 42 pressure opportunities, allowed 0 pressures. Keegan Trost, same thing, but at 84.7 grade. Dominic Judice allowed 2 pressures. Curtis Piegler, 1 pressure. Connor Tollison, 1 pressure and a sack. There are your numbers. All right. I realized that I didn't really talk specifics about this Oklahoma game and play calling and stuff like that, but I felt like I needed to talk more grand scheme of things with this offense and why it's been so frustrating for me. But tomorrow I'll talk about defense. Come back for that. Thanks for joining me today. Happy Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow.
365 Sports.